Hey guys, how's it going? So today, Cowboy Bebop. I watched an incredible unique anime called Cowboy Bebop, and there's not much I can say about it that's already been said. But I'm still gonna review it and give you my opinion about it. Cowboy Bebop is set in the year 2071, where humans have set up civilizations on other planets and are able to easily travel through space. We follow the main character Spike Spiegel, a bounty hunter who loves having a good smoke, as he goes around trying to catch criminals to bring in reward. He meets friends and companions who help along the way, like Jet Black, a former ISSP officer, Faye Valentine, a woman who doesn't know much about her past and who loves to gamble, and Edward Wong, a quirky girl who loves to act. The group live off from bounty to bounty and normally risk their life for not that much money. But the anime does tackle themes of loneliness, existentialism, one's past, and even boredom. It is a beautiful blend of western, sci-fi, and noir comedy. I loved watching it and absolutely recommend it. So, before we get into, again, spoilers ahead. I know this anime is like 20 years old, but still, I like to give spoilers ahead. So, yeah. Alright, 3, 2, 1, let's jam. So the positives. The characters in the anime are well built and have great development throughout the season. Spike is my favorite, and I would describe him as Han Solo who learned martial arts. Both are charismatic, have a dark past, love to take risks, and know how to keep their cool. Spike learns over the course of the series, just like all the other characters, to show compassion and even forgiveness. I think my favorite Spike moment is when at one point he's fighting one of Vicious goons, and the goon has Faye at gunpoint and demands Spike to put the gun down. But Spike shoots the man and saves Faye. Most heroes in this situation wouldn't do that. We can see Spike being a quick thinker. I also love the iconic moment in the last episode where he meets the police on the stairs after killing Vicious, and he stands up and shoots his finger gun. That scene almost had me in tears because of how emotionally impactful it was. I also enjoy Ai, Faye, and Edward. They work perfectly with the group and create some funny and impactful moments. Jet is an insightful yet cynical man. He has a lot of sense and offers some good lines, like how he says sea rat is a specific type of food and very expensive. He says it's disgusting and people only eat it for status, showing that people sometimes only do things for status and not because it is good or whatever like that. So I kind of like that. He's kind of like the father figure in the group. I love the action in Cowboy Bebop. It always keeps you engaged, and how each of the characters' fighting styles perfectly matches with their personality. Spike kind of uses like the go with the flow kind of fighting, and his punches seem effortless, which goes along with his lethargic and nonchalant attitude. But he also can go guns blazing and take on many people, which goes along with his thrill-seeking spirit. Jet fights with fists and guns, but is hardly seen on a front line, which represents his tough yet cautious personality. Faye moves sometimes seamlessly, yet also frustrated a lot by her actions, which shows her quick temper. Edward doesn't really fight, but uses her smarts and hacking to take on enemies. Her hacking trademark smile that you see, that she used to hack computers, represents your childish imagination and immaturity. Overall, the action is well drawn and intense and suspenseful, especially the fights between Spike and Vicious. Those are like the best fight scenes I would say I've ever seen in anime, next to the Naruto and Sasuke fight scenes. I think the antagonist Vicious is a great one who doesn't feel overpowered or underwhelming. He's the perfect match for Spike, and in the last episode, it's between Spike's gun and Vicious' katana. They take each other out. Both are bloody and injured from head to toe. This is probably my favorite scene of the whole anime. Spike sacrificed everything to get to this moment, and we saw earlier in the anime he nearly died trying to kill Vicious. So when Spike shoots and Vicious slashes, we see both men are injured, but Spike comes out as the victor. And at the end of the anime, we see Spike face the camera and shoot on his floor, meaning he never gave up. And the only thing that could stop him was death itself. That made such an impact on everyone who has watched that scene. That's the one reason why people like this anime, is because of the young villain. They're so evenly matched that we think both will barely edge each other or both will die. I think the music is another fascinating part of the anime. It's like a fusion jazz fusion, and I love it. The OP is a classic, and I'll hear it on repeat over and over again. Most anime I've watched have either beautiful classical music or like headbanging Japanese rock music. But this takes a different turn, and I'm glad it does. This is just another factor which makes the anime unique from previous ones before. The art is visually breathtaking. It combines sci-fi aspects with real life locations like malls and bars. There's also some western and cyberpunk aspects in the anime. It is so great a genre blending that you don't even notice you're changing from one genre to the next. The characters are designed to match their personalities and look slightly realistic, but also keep somewhat of an anime character design. My favorite character design was obviously Spike, but I also like Jet's and Vicious designs too. Fish perfectly embodies cunning and incredibly strong, while Jet looks like a crime-fighting uncle who's always fine. So those are some of my positives. Next are the negatives in the anime, but there's not much negatives. So here are some of the negatives in the anime. I think some of the negatives are the episodes don't always connect, and you kind of watch some of them on your own. The anime is only 26 episodes, and I wish there was a continuous story throughout the whole anime. I don't mind the separate episodes from the main plot, but the story could have used more context needed and exposition. I think the whole story of Cowboy Bebop, so that's one negative. I think the whole story of Cowboy Bebop is great, but I feel as though I'm missing some pieces. Again, since some episodes aren't part of the main plot, there's just some confusion about Spike, Vicious, Julia, and the Syndicate. Throughout all 26 episodes, you learn more about Spike's past and the crime syndicate he was part of, but I still felt very confused. Towards the end. I think the part that confused me the most, though, was when I and Edward left the crew to go be with Edward's father. It kind of came out of nowhere. I just don't know why they left without saying goodbye. I feel like Faye's leaving did seem understandable. She's confused by her past, so she wanted to go. She left to go find more information and to be back at her old home. But Edward's leave, again, it just felt like it came out left field. But again, there is not much complaint about this amazing late 90s masterpiece. It was enjoyable to watch. I laughed, I was gripping my potato chip bag the whole time, and was crying. The anime is so great to watch, and I give it a score of a million. It was great, it was entertaining. I will watch it again, definitely for sure, and I made you like a review about the movie. But yeah, I definitely recommend that you watch it. Again, it's really enjoyable. It's worth watching. I watched the dubbed version. I don't know how the sub version is, but again, the dubbed voices match perfectly with the anime. So, but yeah. But that's all I wanted to say. Alright, bye.